The Chao Phraya River is a major must-see for tourists visiting Bangkok, with its many historical and modern attractions, so it's hardly surprising that the riverbanks are dotted with a host of great hotels. Here are just a few of the most unique, luxurious and very reasonably priced hotels, all of which we've stayed in and enjoyed. Tucked down a side street, the Sal Hill Hotel Riverside is easily missed, but full of surprises from the get-go. Staff dressed in tailcoats, a lobby reception which was plush but cosy and kinda homey. That is, of course, if you've got a real winding marble staircase and teardrop chandelier in your living room. The hotel itself has a look of a classically styled American 1940s building, which wouldn't look out of place in Batman's Gotham City. The pool's large and inviting, and the gardens are well maintained, and with the oversized, brightly coloured imitation flowers sticking out of the bushes, you could almost imagine Alice in Wonderland playing there. The rooms had not an overstated La Belle Epoque era about them due to the tall lamps with small classic-style mauve lampshades, mauve panelling, and wallpaper representing mythical Thai creatures. The bathroom again had a classic feel about it with its marble sink top and Art Deco bath, visible from the living room but with a blind that could be lowered down for complete privacy. All the rooms in the hotel give you a glimpse of the Chao Phraya River, and all the usual amenities are provided. The breakfast has a large selection of choices in 2 different settings. I would recommend the front dining area that gives you a nice view of the river and the gardens. And I loved the high-backed orange wicker chairs, which were nice and comfy. The food at the hotel's outlets is top of the range, mostly Western, Thai and Japanese. And there are a few outstanding places in the hotel that make it worth visiting just by themselves. I'll show you them in a moment, but first, they have a couple of unusual bars to enjoy. Up the winding marble staircase is a large bar. The traditional costumes are free to wear, by the way, just ask at the reception. As you can see, this large bar has a pool table in, but the ones that interested me were the rooftop cigar and whiskey bar, and Ray, a speakeasy cocktail bar with a Japanese touch. But the Canvella shop that sells chocolate made up country by Thai growers, and the samples left on our pillars at bedtime were surprisingly delicious. The Japanese style ice cream parlour Rintaro, which sells some of the strangest ice cream I've ever seen, such as camembert with mixed nuts and tomato yogurt with macaron. And you can sample one small but generous spoonful of your choice, and as many samples as you like for 5 baht each. Well, the one that did it for me, and I've never seen in any of the many hotels we've been to in Bangkok, was the taproom craft beer bar by the river, where they're happy to let you try samples of their beer for free, and I must say the beer was great. The next hotel we're visiting is unique from the get-go, only accessible by boat, provided free by the hotel. Praia Palazzo was built on the Tombury bank of the Chao Phraya River and designed in the Italian style by Ametnak Prayasholabumi Panish, a Thai Chinese millionaire and nobleman. They lived in the mansion until 1946. There are only 14 rooms in the hotel with a classic decor from the Siam period, which makes you feel like you've stepped back in time, making it the perfect place to relax and get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. The bathrooms have modern facilities but retain their classic style. Once you've got used to being in the heart of Bangkok in an Italian-style mansion that's hardly changed since the early part of the last century, you're in for another culture shock when you enter the dining area and you find yourself in ancient China, magnificently adorned with Chinese antiques, and if that doesn't impress you, then the food will. You can literally eat like a king. Praia Dining offers a selection of menu items that celebrate the evolution of royal Thai cuisine, designed to represent the history of Siam's culinary delights, with food first prepared for royalty as far back as 1238 and leading up to 1910. There's also another room on the second floor where you can eat, but you have to give the staff 2 hours notice if you want to use it. The room is great for relaxing in, and the walls are full of photos and information about the fascinating history of the hotel. It also has a nice poolside area where it's great to enjoy a few drinks and enjoy the view with the palazzo all lit up, the river which looked kind of surreal, and the Rama the Eighth Bridge lit up to look like an Art Nouveau Christmas tree. My only complaint was that the people who gave the hotel its Michelin star in 2023 obviously didn't stay for breakfast, as the full English was a bit of a letdown. Now, if you're planning to stay in Bangkok for a few days or more, I would recommend you stay at Praia Palazzo for one night before you move on to your next destination, as it's the perfect place to wind down and recharge from all your sightseeing, and it's also just very special. The 4-star Riva Arun Bangkok offers luxury and comfort along the Chao Phraya River. You can explore Wat Po, Wat Arun, the Siam Museum and the Grand Palace, all from the doorstep of this modern 25-roomed boutique hotel in the heart of the city. And that was why we went, because we wanted to take in as many of the historical sites as we possibly could in the one night we were staying there. And though it didn't look impressive from the outside, the room was indeed impressive, considering it was less than half the price of a standard room in a top-class hotel. Yes, the bedroom was small, but the bathroom was definitely plush with a large sink and 2 taps, so no arguing over who gets to clean their teeth first. But what knocked me out was the large, comfortable living room with a large balcony overlooking the most famous temple in Bangkok, which you could admire from your own little splash pool. The Temple of Dawn, Wat Arun, morning, noon and night. Built around 1768 and standing 77 metres tall, it was extended between 1824 and 1851. Wat Arun was named after the Hindu god Aruna, and it's one of the most visited sites in Thailand. It was Rama III who added the decoration of pieces of coloured glass and broken Chinese porcelain, so it would glisten as the sun hit it in the morning. Now, after a busy day taking in all the very nearby attractions, I would certainly recommend sitting on your private balcony and enjoying your favourite tipple and having dinner. I had the Angus steak and truffle mashed potatoes, and it matched in presentation and taste many of the dinners that I've had in some of the best hotels in Bangkok. And you've got a wonderfully clean, modern, well laid out living room. The bathrooms are beautiful. The beds are comfortable, the food was really good, and we had that amazing view as well. What more could you want? The Royal Orchid Sheraton was opened by Her Majesty Queen Sirikit of Thailand on July the 23rd, 1983. In its heyday, it was frequented by members of the royal family, dignitaries, as well as the internationally rich and famous. And to be honest, the hotel is showing signs of a little wear and tear, but who isn't when they're over 40 years old? Still, it adds to its charm. Then again, most of the hotel's been very well maintained and features some beautiful restaurants, lovely gardens, a magnificent swimming pool, the lobby and the lobby bar, an upscale shopping area selling expensive artworks and luxury clothes. Stick around and I'll show you all that and more, but first let's have a look at the standard room in the hotel. This is the view from our room, and every one of the 720 plus rooms in the hotel all face this view from a higher or lower level. So that's worth every penny. The hotel provides a classic style riverboat that will take you to the famous and very popular icon Siam. And if you want to get the boat on the way back, it stops off at a couple of other locations, so it takes about 20 minutes. But it's a lovely way to get a little boat ride on the Chao Phraya River. And what makes it even better is it's absolutely free. Sheraton Orchid has a gym and 2 swimming pools. The first one is nothing special, but the second one definitely is. But a lot of guests miss it because it's at the side of the hotel down some stairs, and I personally think it's one of the best pools I've seen in all the hotels we've stayed in Bangkok. And just by the side of the big pool is a tennis court set in a beautiful and relaxing garden area with what I think makes the Sheraton unique. We'll see that later. It's worth waiting for. Now if you're looking for somewhere to go to dinner, well, look no further than the Sheraton itself. Let's look at my personal favourite Thai restaurant in Bangkok first. It's called Taratong, serving traditional Thai food in a perfect setting. It doesn't have an extensive menu, but what it has is absolutely top class, and the food is well presented, impressive, delicious, and at surprisingly reasonable prices. And as an added bonus, Taratong also has a dinner show with traditional Thai music and dancing, which, along with the ambience and the food, creates the illusion of being transported back in time. And before you leave, don't forget to check out the cute durian elephant at the door. Sheraton also has a great Italian restaurant, Giorgio's, and has recently opened a brand new fusion dining experience not to be missed. Simply called a Yacht Club, its menu includes the best Founder Clare oysters I've ever eaten in Thailand, along with incredibly tender, mouth-watering and succulent steaks, as well as a fine selection of perfectly presented fusion dishes with a large list of international wines to complement all the dishes you choose. Enjoy your breakfast at Feast Riverside restaurant with an extensive buffet of international breakfast choices for you to feast on. But for me, what sets the hotel apart from all the others is this guy and his friends. Peacocks are without doubt magnificently beautiful creatures, and it's not often you actually have the chance to get these very timid birds to literally eat out of your hand. But if you're patient and respect their space, you can do just that. And whilst the Sheraton offers some incredible dining experiences and lots to offer, getting the chance to be up close and personal with one of nature's most beautiful creations is what makes the Royal Orchid Sheraton Hotel and Towers unique. The last hotel we're going to be looking at is without doubt the most luxurious, expensive and classy hotel we've seen yet. And, as you might have guessed, it's not the cheapest, but well worth splashing out and spoiling yourself for. Take a stroll around the 11-acre property, swim or relax by the large pool, or if you're feeling brave, you could take a dip in the jacuzzi and watch the monitor lizards wander by. You could also go for a ride on a long-tail speedboat, or if you'd rather take a more leisurely cruise on the river, book a dinner cruise with Loy Pella Voyages. And Antara has some magnificent views from the rooms, which are luxury themselves. The beds are comfy, all the usual amenities are provided, and if you're vain and you like looking at yourself, the bathroom affords you an almost 360-degree view. All the rooms have small balconies, but big enough for 2 or 3 people to sit and enjoy a drink and soak up the surroundings. And for the foodies, there are many varied eateries for you to enjoy. If you're into cakes and pastries, matcha and muffins is the place to go, with a large selection of sumptuous looking desserts and other goodies, including the biggest sausage roll I've ever seen. Or have a nice snack with a cup of tea served in a teapot with a crocheted tea cosy, very old English style. And it's the small things that make the difference. But if you're looking for something more cosmopolitan, the Brio Italian restaurant is the place for you. Especially if you're celebrating an anniversary, sharing a special moment with your loved ones, or you're having a sneaky date with your paramour. The setting is delightful, it has an extensive wine list, and the food, well, all I can say is I can thoroughly recommend it. Okay, the cannellonis were a bit small and not the best, but other than that I couldn't fault the restaurant in any other way. Now if snacks and sophistication are not what you're looking for, and you want to go the whole hog, otherwise known as you want to pig out, Trader Vic's has been around for a very long time and is much loved by the locals and tourists alike. Known for its Asian, Polynesian and Hawaiian style food, its Sunday buffet is one of the things you have to try. The ambience is just right and there are so many choices. Wherever you look there's food everywhere, inside and out. You can also sit outside if you like, that is if you enjoy sweating on your meal. Entertainment is also on the menu with a live band and Hawaiian dancers who dance around the restaurant shaking their hula skirts and coconut shells at you, possibly suggesting you try the desserts, which are so good. But in the interest of full disclosure, the oyster omelette was very, very oily and only had 3 oysters in it. The Peking duck wasn't crispy and the wrapping was unchewable and tasted like an old slipper. Not that I've ever tasted an old slipper. But the Yorkshire puddings were perfect. The teriyaki beef was tender and tasteful, the seafood fresh and just right, the service and setting well worth the overstuffed stomach and indigestion. Give it a try and let me know what you think. While we're on the subject of buffets, the spacious Riverside Terrace has an international evening buffet offering you everything your heart, or should I say your stomach, desires. Thai food, Indian food, Japanese food, barbecued food, and lots more. Did I mention they had food? They also have a Thai cultural show which is great fun, especially for the tourists and the children. Koto drums, fire dancing, furry creatures messing with the guests. The kids love that. Cute dancers with window shades stuck to their bums, and furry creatures still messing with the guests. After dinner, why not pop to the Long Tail Bar right next to the Riverside Terrace and enjoy a couple of drinks before bedtime. It's a very relaxing way to end your evening and the live music is setting appropriate, like jazz and old favourites. Then in the morning it's back to the Riverside Terrace for an international buffet breakfast with its many and varied delicious options. Anantara Riverside has 281 rooms and 95 suites, a wellness centre and several other dining options. Benihana Teriyaki Restaurant, Scene, a high-class fusion restaurant with magnificent views of the city, and Spice and Barley serving Asian Chinese cuisine, all of which I'll be featuring in an upcoming video, so please keep watching Living the Thai Life and let me know which of the unique and special Riverside hotels I've shown you that you like the best. And if you need any more information on the hotels I've shown you, let me know in the comments below and I'll get right back to you. Happy travels, happy life, bye for now.